The Parable of the Child in the Wilderness by Ernesto Joseph Sandoval Melody. Produced by Greg Mason. There once was a child born in a small village, but his parents were taken from him early in life. The people of the village shook their heads and said, "This child will be lost. He has no teacher, no guide, no inheritance, and no path." So they left him near the quiet edges of the valley, believing he would fade like a forgotten breath. But the child did not fade. He wandered into the wilderness, where there were no classrooms, no scrolls written by men, no customs to imitate, and no voices to shape his mind. Only wind, only trees, only silence, only God. At first he cried out from hunger, yet each day the wilderness provided just enough. Honey hidden among the rocks, locusts carried by the breeze, water from springs that appeared only when he needed them. Though no earthly father lifted him onto his shoulders, the everlasting Father lifted his spirit instead. The villagers sometimes passed near the borders of the wilderness and whispered among themselves, "Surely he will return one day to learn how to worship correctly, how to speak correctly, how to pray correctly as we do." But the child did not return, for everything they believed they could teach him had already been taught to him directly by the one who formed heaven and earth. The wilderness did not produce emptiness in him, it produced purity. What others called abandonment, heaven called preparation. What others saw as lack, God called holiness. While many learned of God through the traditions of men, this child learned of God from God himself. Years passed and the child became a man. And when he returned to the people, his voice carried the weight of the wind that had shaped him, the quietness that had held him, and the whisper of the one who had spoken to him when no other voice remained. The people were astonished and asked, "How can he speak such things when no one taught him?" And the man said, "I was raised by the God who feeds the birds of the air and clothes the lilies of the field, who provides for the forgotten, and who calls his own from the quiet places." And this is the story of John the Baptist, who was raised not by the hands of men, but by the voice of God in the wilderness, so that when the Christ appeared, he would know him by the Spirit and not by tradition, and he would prepare the way of the Lord with a voice that no world could silence. Amen.